Hi, this is Don with Ridge Engineering. In this tutorial I'm going to show you a new feature that we've just added to PC Travel. This is in PC Travel version 2.2.12. One of the processes that you have to go through when you're doing a study is to edit a run on the map and to add the node names and distances to at least one of the runs in each direction. This is not terribly difficult, but if you have to do a lot of runs, it can be a little bit tedious. So we've come up with a way to make it a little bit easier, and let me show you what we've done. Now I'm starting with a study that I created that just has 4 secondary runs. Now remember, secondary runs are runs that have no node information in them. So this is northbound runs, and let's just pretend we have 4 in this study. I'm going to go to map them, and this is your typical map screen, and let's just take a look at one of these runs. Now normally what you would do is you would map a run and then zoom in and find the places where you want to add nodes, click on the point, add the node, and put in the name. Well, that's fine, it's not that hard to do, but suppose you've already done this for the southbound direction. You've typically collect the data in northbound and then southbound. You go up and then back, or eastbound, westbound, whatever. And you've already gone through the process of adding the nodes to the southbound directions. Do you really have to go through the entire process again for the northbound? And so what we've done is we've added this button called Copy Nodes. If you click that button, it brings up a screen where you can select an existing run that has nodes in them. Now since you don't have to have a primary run, more than one primary run in any direction anymore, you typically would only do this for runs from the opposite direction that have the same node information but just going in the opposite direction. So in this scenario, we've already done the southbound runs, we've created at least one primary run, and now we're going to be processing the northbound runs. And I'm selecting a primary run, and you can see that it has 9 nodes, 9 sections, and you can see the section names here. So I'm going to select that. Now what the software does is it looks at that run I just selected, it finds the points where the nodes are, and then it finds the closest point in the run that is on the map to that point. And then since nodes are typically added after the intersection, for the southbound runs, the node would be after the intersection, so it probably was this point. What the software does is it says, okay, if I'm going in the other direction, I want to go up a couple of nodes, of data points. So if the nearest point that it finds is this point here, it adds 2 and makes that point the node. And we're still playing with this, but at the moment this seems to be a better guess of where you would want this node to be. And it fills in the grid at the top, and so you can see that we're at Whiteway Drive, and it already has that information in there. Now there's a couple of things you can do. You can double click on each of these names and check to see if the node is where you probably would want to have it. And there's several different strategies for selecting the proper point for the node, but the most common is to pick 1 point or 2 points past the intersection. So that's okay. Now this one isn't very good. You can see that we're going northbound, and the node is before the intersection, or at least it appears to be. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to click on that point. I'm going to delete that node, And then I'm going to go up here to this point and I'm going to insert a node. And we already know that this is Bush Boulevard. And it inserts it in here at the proper place. And now that node is probably in the best place. I'm going to look at Temple Heights, Mission Hills, that's okay. Druid Hills, that's okay. White Way, that's okay. And Fowler. Well, there's another one that's a little bit low, so let's change that one. I'm going to delete that node. Select the point. Insert a node. And this is Fowler Avenue. And we've done them all. Okay, so, and then you can do your normal trimming. You can go to the front, trim the run, go to the end, trim it. Okay. We can put in the names we want. East 122nd Avenue, and I didn't do this one when I should have, so we'll call this one Puritan. So now I've added all the nodes. They all have the names and they all have reasonable distances. So now I can save this. I'm going to add T for trimmed and N for nodes. You don't have to do it that way, but that's the way we like to do it around here. And I'm going to save that run. And we're saved. So we think that's a little bit faster than going through the run, finding the proper points. You have to refer to your sheet to make sure that you find the right intersection, and so you avoid having to do all this scrolling. So again, let me just do that really quickly again. I'm just going to start from scratch. Let's get a secondary run going. So you update the run, you hit copy nodes, you select the run, typically from another folder that's from another direction, remember, and then you edit the runs, the node points if you want to make sure they're at the right points. Alright, so we're just starting with this new feature. Try it, see if you like it. If you have any comments, any things you don't like about it, things you'd like to see it do a little bit better or whatever, please let us know. Thanks.